Okay, so this is going to be a longer video than usual, but I've got a very interesting question to ask. How do you unite the Eastern philosophies of meditation and the Western philosophy of prayer? And what if the two actually go hand in hand? And what if Western religions have actually got it wrong all this time in terms of prayer? Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about meditation. I want to take that word away because it's such a fucking loaded word and it comes with such negative connotations. What if I supplemented the word meditation with focused attention training? Okay, well, that's an interesting word because we have this thing in our brain called the narrator, called the id, called the ego, called the monkey brain. We have this thing that tells us stories, and it tells us stories all the time, and it bombards us with information and overload of information, and it looks at the world and it tries and makes sense. And then we look at social media and it looks at social media and it tells us stories. And so we have this thing called the subconscious brain, this narrator. Okay, and when we sit to pray, how many times do people sit down and try and have a prayer time, and the subconscious brain or thoughts come into your brain and pull you away, and you're like, oh, God damn it, and you go back and you try and pray again, and then you're thinking of a purple octopus, and God, then you're back in training, like sorry, to whichever ineffable God you're praying to, right? Prayer is prayer, and I'm not I'm not making that singular to any religion. So what is the art of focused attention training? Well, focused attention training is the ability to train your subconscious brain, your narrator, to quieten it down a bit, to control these thoughts that bombard us all the time. Well, that's really what a focused attention training is. It's got nothing to do with anything else. There's no mystical here-ness or there-ness to it. It's how do you control your narrator? All right, well, you control your narrator by training it. Okay, so you sit down and you meditate. And then the thought is, oh, well, in meditation, I should reach this attainment of no thought. Well, that's fucking ridiculous. There is no such thing as no thought. What there is one thought. That's a different thing. Okay, so I'm focusing my attention on one thought. Right, then what happens is my narrator gives me a story, and I control that story through a period of time and effort, focused attention training. And then for the first 5 or 10 minutes, depending on who you are, and I have severe ADD, so don't tell me stories about, oh, can't. Yes, you can. You just don't want to, and you don't want to try. But through a series of focused attention training exercises, what eventually happens, or time put in, what eventually happens is my subconscious brain quietens. So at a period, 5 minutes, 10 minutes into focused attention training, my subconscious brain gets trained into submission and it quietens down. Okay, now you're in a very special place. And what if at that point you continue to meditate for another 5 minutes, or you continue to sit in silence for a period of 5 minutes or 10 minutes? And then at that point, you then decided that you want to pray. Because now what's happened is you've earned your prayer. I think it's very cheeky, and how dare we sit down and try and pray when our subconscious brain is completely taking over? At what point did you earn the right to have that prayer, to try and connect to whatever creator it is you're trying to connect to? When did you earn that? You didn't. You just sat down, you start praying, your thoughts are all over the show, you're here, you're there, and then you walk away and you're like, oh, I'm so smug, I prayed. Did you? Did you really? Or do you sit down and put in the hard work, control your subconscious brain, get to the point where you're in a little bit of silence, and then pray? And is that not earning your prayer? And is that not also the point in which you might be spoken to whichever degree you might be spoken to? Maybe you think that it is your ineffable God speaking to you. Maybe it's your intuition speaking to you. Maybe it's a different part of your subconscious brain speaking to you. But suffice to say that we are so busy in life, being bombarded with so many different things. When do we make time to listen to whatever it is? Listen to hear. And I think that we've got it wrong. I think as Western religions, we discount this word called meditation because it's got a hoo-ha next to it. No, I don't think so. I think we need to earn our prayer. I think we need to be in a position where we need to meditate, focused attention training. We need to quieten our minds. We need to earn our prayer. And then maybe we make time for that thing called the still small voice that might lead us in the right paths and the right directions based on what we've meditated on or prayed on. And I think that's how you reconcile the Eastern philosophies of meditation or focused attention training and the Western philosophies of prayer to God or to a God. And I actually think it's one. And those are my thoughts on it.